Happy Wednesday, Dharma Circle. Here's another live for you, all about Dharma and creating prosperity, sharing your gifts and your wisdom. And today, I want to share a secret with you. Some of you may not realize that Jyotish is one of the most important resources and tools that you need for business prosperity. In fact, most people have no idea that Jyotish can support increasing your prosperity and success with your business. And of course, even better when we're sharing our dharmic gifts and wisdom in this world, that supports and increases the prosperity as well. But we can use this tool to enhance cycles of prosperity and aligning with nature and understanding where the support is and maybe places that there are challenges and that we need to be mindful of. It also supports greater self-trust and clarity with your path and your offerings, and strengthens the alignment with receiving nourishment, prosperity, and abundance. And that is especially true when we're working with embodied Vedic astrology, which is the way that I teach. So it's a body-centered approach. So today I want to share with you some ways to identify what your dharmic pathway is, what your dharmic offering truly is, some things to look for in your Jyotish chart, ways to improve your success overall, and why it's so important that you are clear on your exact dharmic pathway, your lane, so to speak, and how that increases your success rate overall. So, of course, we're going to use embodied Vedic astrology to align with our purpose, clarify what our gifts and our wisdom are, deepen our trust and our confidence and our clarity, and then we can refine. So Jyotish is a refinement tool, and it is especially helpful for creating business success, dharmic business success. This is the way that I use this tool. It's actually what's helped me create a 6-figure business over the last decade. This tool has enhanced and absolutely, without a doubt, increased my success and prosperity. I time my business steps with nature and nature cycles and rhythms. I know my chart inside and out. I'm referencing my own body wisdom in the process. And this enhances the way that I take action, my choices, my behaviors, what I'm saying yes to, what I'm saying no to. The cycle and the rhythm of my business is intertwined, integrated with what's happening in nature, which is what Jyotish tells us. So using this tool, this Vedic tool, for overall longevity and success with your business is vital. But when you're starting out, and a lot of you have questions around, what is my offering? What is my Dharma? Am I really on my path? Okay, I think I know what my offering is, but how do I improve or refine my marketing and my messaging? And actually, Jyotish is very helpful for this, as I've discovered over many, many years. And we can use it to refine what your offering is, the expression of your offering, and I'll use some business terms here, becoming extremely specific about your niche and attracting your ideal client and understanding your marketing and your messaging and the way that you're communicating. Jyotish actually can help us with all of this as well. So if this is something that you are really wanting, if you're wanting to refine and clarify what your Dharma is and what your dharmic offering is and improve your messaging and your marketing, then this is why I have created Dharma Wealth Training. This is what we do in Dharma Wealth Training. And I'm going to share a special offer with you today, a summer offer with you today that is for those of you who specifically want this kind of knowledge, wisdom, and support for growing your dharmic business. So for me, Jyotish is a non-negotiable when it comes to business and creating business success. We don't have to guess like, ooh, is this going to work? Will I be successful? We can use the support of the Jyotish chart and cycles and rhythms and timing to really enhance and improve our results. And when we aren't using Jyotish as a refinement tool, as a tool for clarity and improving our results, it's just kind of like, well, I hope this works. Or shooting in the dark and hoping you hit the target. That is, of course we have to listen to our own body, our own intuition, our own inner guidance system, but your chart is actually just enhancing that. If you're using Jyotish properly, not as a predictive tool, but as an enhancement to your own inner wisdom, then that's what the chart is going to mirror to you. It's like, yes, I am so right on with this timing and this knowing and this action step at this time. Like, I knew it. Great. Or maybe your mind is pushing for something that nature's just not supporting right now. And that's when we can use the Jyotish chart as a reminder. It's like, slow down. Not this month, but next month. There is improvement and enhancement in the support. So use this month to get ready for and prepare for the cycle to come. That's how we use this tool. It's an enhancement. It's a support. It's a refinement for greater alignment. So, how to refine your dharmic offering and what lane are you in? There's only 4 reasons why humans, buy and spend money. We need to know that. Interestingly, these 4 different reasons why people buy are beautifully into Vedic truth, knowledge, and wisdom. There are 4 pathways of Dharma as well. 4 reasons why people have incarnated into this body. 4, we could say, lessons or ways that people grow and evolve. And those pathways have to do with relationships and love, health and vitality of the body, wealth, abundance, nourishment, pleasure, and Dharma, spiritual progress. So those are the 4 pathways, and they're reflected in the 4 pathways of Dharma. Artha, which is wealth and money. Yes, it is a pathway of enlightenment. Kama, which is the pathway of pleasure. And yes, pleasure is a pathway to enlightenment. Then there's the moksha pathway, which is very much about liberation from the suffering in this body, and it's often health motivated. And yes, this is absolutely a pathway of enlightenment. And then the 4th pathway, which is actually Dharma. I want purpose. I want to have a stronger purpose in this life. That's the Dharma pathway. All 4 pathways lead to progress, evolution, enlightenment. They're all pathways of Dharma. Not one is better than the other, or more evolved or spiritual or great than the others. These are the 4 human pathways for evolution of the soul. They also happen to be the 4 reasons why people buy. So if you want more clients and you want to help more people and you want to make more money and improve your own living condition. These are things you need to understand. A lot of people are trying to work with all of these pathways at once, and it's not clear in their marketing who they're talking to, why they're talking to them, and what the actual lane is that they're referring to when it comes to their own offerings, their messaging, sharing their gifts and wisdom. So you need to know very clearly and stick to the lane. If you are a relationship lane, everything you share needs to be very clear that your offering is for people who want to improve specific types of relationships, and everything you speak to needs to be very clear. This is about relationship. So those are things to consider with your marketing. How do you know what lane you're in? And people come to me and they ask that, or they think they know their lane, and sometimes they're not quite on it. I do want to just add that even though each one of us has one specific lane that we are here, one specific dharmic pathway that we are here to really embody and live and experience and transform through these karmas, we actually all are walking all four human experiences. You know, this is the plight of humanity, being in a human body. We all are working with health, wealth, relationships, and purpose. All of us. But it just so happens that we each have one specific lane in this lifetime that is most predominant, most important due to the karmas that we're here to evolve through and grow through. And of course, from a Vedic perspective, these are past life karmas, these are ancestral karmas that we have been handed in this lifetime, and we are here to work through those karmas specifically in this body and in this life. So if you're looking at your Jyotish chart, you want to pay attention to some very specific things in order to determine your pathway. Now, some of you may be listening to this and you're already like, oh yeah, I'm definitely the relationship lane, for sure. One of the ways you'll know is that you have the most challenges in this one specific area of your life. You've had the most challenges in life with this one, and you have probably challenges with all four on some level. But there's one lane that is the underlying driving force, and is that relationships, wealth, health, or I must have purpose in my life. I must know what my purpose is. For me, it's the Dharma lane, and it's very specific, very clear in my chart that this is what I am here to do, and it has been the driving force. Yes, I've had major health problems, extreme sensitivity, plenty of relationship issues, plenty of money issues, but the one thing that is the driving force and the motivator in my life is Dharma, and that is what my offering is, and it's very clear. So it's not that we don't have issues or challenges with all four lanes, but there's one driving, motivating force in your life that is the overarching challenge for you. And yes, the challenges that you face are the challenges that you can offer solutions to. So your client is you from a dharmic perspective. And if you have not experienced this struggle and been working on this struggle and finding solutions to this struggle, then you don't have an offering. So of course, step number one is, you know there's a struggle and you're willing to do something about it. You're willing to find solutions. You're willing to transform the struggle, the challenge, the pain. And you've likely been working on this for a very long time, if not your entire life. So if you're listening to this, type into the comments, what do you think? Just based on what I've shared so far, what do you think your lane is? And when you look at your Jyotish chart, let's see if we can do some refinement. So a reminder that this is not always straightforward. Some charts I look at and it's like, wow, it's so clear. For other charts, it's very nuanced. And we have to really look at all of the layers, and we have to ask questions, and we have to really get curious about the life situation. Now, usually people come to me when they're in a place on the path that they're ready for the clarity and they're ready to do something about it. And so that helps the refinement as well, especially from a business perspective. When your dharmic offering is relationship oriented, and this is your path, this is what you, the dharmic pathway you are experiencing, and therefore becomes your offering. We want to look for indicators with comma houses. There may be strong Venus, or your Atmakaraka planet might be Venus, an indicator that relationships are why your soul came here. Venus might be associated with the 9th house of Dharma or the 10th house of the offering itself. The 7th house might be very predominant. Often Rahu will be in the 7th house of relationships, and so Rahu is literally pulling you into the 7th house of relationships, and you have no choice. You are compelled to move in the direction of the mirror and the other. If you're in the health lane, now this has been my experience that many clients who have health challenges are working with the moksha houses very predominantly. There's some issues with moksha houses. These are the houses of liberation. And there's a resistance to being in the body. That there's actually an attraction, repulsion. I came here, I am incarnated into a human body, but I actually don't want to be here. And sometimes this is Sandhi ascendant degrees or planets, predominant planets that are Sandhi, meaning they're not really embodied. They're in the nether worlds. And so these people struggle to be in the body, and therefore, there's some resistance. And at the same time, there's been struggles with not being fully in the body. And so there's going to be Rahu, Ketu often involved with 6th house healing. There may be 12th house activation, ancestor issues, spiritual issues. We also want to look for things like Ketu in the 9th or the 10th house, that moksha literally is part of the Dharma and the offering. And then constellations or nakshatras like Satabisha indicate a healer. So we can refine, of course, through the nakshatras. Now, wealth, artha, these people have strong 2nd house, wealth, money, nourishment indicators. They may have Rahu in the 2nd house. They work with money. Sometimes this is 6th house, 8th house as well. These are money houses. And usually there's been a lot of challenges with the material world. And so they have to work hard on being in the material world. And that means that the spiritual houses might also be influenced or part of the issue, that it's spiritual and a material world conflict. And it's interesting how the Jyotish chart is always a mirror. So for example, the 4th house is a moksha house, a spiritual house, but it mirrors the 10th house, which is a material world house. And so if you have, say, Rahu and Ketu, 4th and 10th, you are automatically embroiled in a human conflict around spiritual and material. And so people with wealth issues, and you're here to work with money and wealth, and that's your offering, will often have challenges with both. And it's because we are both, right? We are both spiritual, and we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And so often these people have to work through both of those challenges. But ultimately, this is a material world desire that has to be honored and focused on in order to be improved. I also find that people who are working with the wealth realm, they're actually working with power very specifically, and there are often challenges with power, being in their power, expressing their power, that kind of thing. Again, power and the material world go hand in hand. That said, really every one of these lanes, relationship, health, wealth, dharma, they're all about power. Dharma is a power issue. And then the last lane, the last dharmic pathway to be looking for in your chart is the dharma or the spiritual path. And of course, we would be looking for the dharma house. Ninth house is very prominent. There's something exceptional going on in the ninth house. Fourth, 12th, ninth, these are very spiritual houses, but ninth house specifically is dharma centered. It's about dharma. You may have Rahu, sometimes Ketu in the ninth house. This is, there's either trauma or a pull towards this very specific desire. And so this pathway, I would say, it's perhaps the most confusing for some people in our material world, because purpose isn't actually something that's offered at this time in Kali Yuga. Most people don't even know purpose is an option, that living the purpose of their soul is even an option. Most people are motivated by one of the other three lanes. If you take a business class or any marketing course, they're going to focus on the other three lanes: relationship, health, or wealth. So most people in the business world will completely neglect this spiritual lane, this dharmic lane, as important or vital. And actually, that's one of the things I found in all the marketing courses and all the business coaches that I've hired. Nobody understood what I was doing. I had to adapt these very material world course, details, marketing details to my spiritual offering. And I've had to figure it out on my own because nobody else could help me with this. And still to this day, any tool that I take on and use for my business success, I have to run it through a filter and refine it and restructure it specifically for Dharma, because nobody understands. And it's something I've come to realize is very unique about the work that I do and the way that I support my clients, because many of the clients that come to me, they are working in a very similar lane. They work with Dharma. I will say most of the clients that I get right now specifically are in the relationship lane, and it's a phenomenon. I have some theories on that, but a lot of people that come to work with me right now specifically are relationship, and we have to know how to work with it. We have to know how to refine the niche. And so this is a broad brushstroke that helps you refine. And then we can go even deeper and even more refinement. What is specific and exact to your path? So if you are, say, in a health lane, what is it that is so specific about your path what you have experienced, what you know to be true for you, and what have you learned so far. So Ayurveda is not a niche. Relationship coach is not a niche. You need to be more specific than that, and we'll use the Jyotish chart to refine. So what is so specific to you? You're in a relationship lane, but you need to niche down probably 3-4 more notches. And you need to refine the languaging that is specific to you and your lane. When we don't do that, it is unclear. People don't know what it is that you offer and why they need to work with you. That's a problem. When you're too broad, it actually does not help you succeed because your clients don't know what you do and likely you don't really know what you do. I want to invite you to become so pristine, clear, and precise in your offering that it stands out as exceptional. That when people look at your offering and your communication, they know there is no one else who does this. No one. No one else does it like this because she is the only one that does it like this. And it should be so clear from your offering and from your marketing that you do it like no one else. And you do it this specifically. So what is that for you? And what is it about your life experiences that sets you apart? That is specific and unique to you? What have you learned thus far on your path that makes you exceptional? And then become a leader in this part of your expression, in your offerings. Become the leader in this specific expression of your gifts and your wisdom. When you don't do that, when you aren't that specific, it will cost you success big time. Often people think that if I help everyone, and you're even trained, if you're a therapist, a healer of some sort, Ayurvedic practitioner, even yoga teachers, for goodness sakes, chiropractors, therapists, you're conditioned, you're taught to help everyone. That is going to backfire big time. Even Jyotishis, my God. And when I got my certification, was there any support around a specific niche or pathway? No. We're just supposed to help anyone who shows up. And they always come, by the way, with one of these 4 pathways, right? Like, why are my health problems, or what's the relationship issue, or do I have money challenges, or what's my purpose? Those are the 4 reasons people come. And so what I've learned over the years is that the question you are asking about is your offering. You wouldn't be having problems in this area of your life if it wasn't that you needed to focus. Improve, improve, improve. Grow, grow, grow. And then at a certain point on the path, you can say, you know what, I've learned a lot about this thing, and I can offer some very specific solutions to you. So if you haven't done that work yet, you're not in a position to be sharing solutions. We're having this conversation because I'm assuming you're already at the point where you're ready to be providing solutions. But we need to refine the solutions you provide and be very clear and specific in how you communicate that. That is what will support your prosperity, your success, especially in business. So refine, refine, refine. Share with me in the comments what you learned from this class today. And if you're ready to refine, be super precise and clear with your offering, improve your marketing, your content, your sales processes, the back end of your business. You want to improve your own relationship with your wealth and your business, then wealth training is specifically for you. If you want to do this from a dharmic perspective, refine with Jyotish and Vedic tools, and improve your business clarity and prosperity, then wealth training is for you. Comment wealthy below and I will send you details about wealth training. I'm doing a special promotion this week. It's summertime. It's time to clean everything up. We've got Saturn retrograde. Mars just came out of debilitation. It's game on. Let's get it done. Clear, focused alignment. Time to move forward and be successful. This is what wealth training is all about. And I'm doing a special discount this week, and I'm throwing in a private Jyotish session with me so we can look at your Jyotish chart, refine your offering so that you can just move forward with the wealth training modules and start taking action because you know exactly what your offering is. So comment wealthy below, and I will hope to see you in wealth training very soon. I'll follow up with you, and we can talk about the details and see if wealth training is right for you right now. Okay, comment wealthy below. I'll see you in wealth training, and I hope this class was helpful and planted some seeds for you around your clear offering from a dharmic perspective. Bye, everyone.